Hello, good people. We are glad to be back again to another awesome time of learning together. I hope you're set. I hope you are ready. If you're ready, put in the chat box, I am ready. It's going to be a blast. Today's class is so unique, very special. So get ready, good people, to learn how you can handle adult bullying. I know a lot of us had faced bullying when we were younger. We had faced bullying as teenagers, as kids in the primary and the secondary schools. And unfortunately, bullying is still continuing today. Bullying is still continuing today. How do we handle it as adults? How do we handle bullying as adults? That's what we are going to look at today. Today, we are looking at the strategies, for resilience and empowerment. So, good people, you're welcome again to today's class. My name is once again Enobong Ekarika. I'm your friend and your coach for today's class. You're highly welcome. Thank you. So what do we mean by adult bullying? The first thing I want you to remember, good people, is that you deserve to be treated with respect. Let me repeat myself. You deserve to be treated with respect and dignity, and you have the right to take action, to do what? To address bullying. To address bullying behavior in your workplace, in your individual lives. When you're conscious that you deserve respect, you're conscious that you deserve to be treated with dignity, then it's going to let us know that we can live a life of addressing every form of adult bullying that comes our way. It's great to have you once again. And a gentle reminder, please don't forget to watch the replay, because the replay will sure help you understand everything we are going to do better. So welcome everyone to our webinar. You're highly welcome to our webinar on this topic, how to handle adult bullying, strategies for resilience and empowerment. And in today's session, we are going to delve into the topic, that unfortunately it affects every individual in various aspects of their lives. Whether it's in the workplace, whether in social circles, whether even with families. Bullying is not just a childhood phenomenon, Bullying can persist well into adulthood. And today we are going to, persisting into adulthood, it takes on different forms and presents unique challenges. So we are going to navigate through this webinar, and we are going to explore the intricacies, what determines adult bullying, What is adult bullying? Why is it happening? How does it manifest? What are its impacts, on individuals, on organizations? We are going to look at practical strategies, for recognizing bullying behavior, how to assert your boundaries, and we are going to talk on how you're going to seek support, how to ultimately reclaim your personal power. The essence of it all is to reclaim your personal power in the face of adversity. That means that, good people, take note. There's something very important. You should be able to recognize that adult bullying is not a reflection of the victim's shortcoming. If someone bullies you, it is not a reflection of your own shortcoming, but is a reflection of that bully's insecurities. Is a reflection of that bully's behaviors. Okay, not a reflection that something is wrong with you. So please don't believe that there's something wrong with you because of, a bullying experience. That means that in today's class, as we are going to equip ourselves with knowledge, with resilience, it will help us to navigate through the challenging situations, with strength and dignity. So you're welcome. And I can tell you, whether you're experiencing adult bullying or you're here, there's some people that have not experienced adult bullying, but you are also here, whether you are experiencing adult bullying currently, or you've not experienced it before, or you are in today's class to learn how to support someone who has. I encourage you to actively participate in today's class, okay? Participate actively in today's discussion. And together we are going to explore ways, to foster a culture of respect, to foster a culture of empathy, to foster a culture of empowerment within ourselves and within our communities. Thank you for joining us, and let's embark on this journey towards understanding and overcoming adult bullying behavior together. You're welcome. Now, let's look at importance. Let's introduce our topic today. Like it's clearly shown here, it is important to recognize that adult bullying is not a reflection of the victim's shortcomings, just like we said earlier. Okay, but it's a reflection of the bully's insecurities. And that means that today, you're welcome to today's class, whether you're personally experiencing adult bullying, or you've experienced it before, or you've not even experienced it before, you're highly welcome. Together, we are going to have a great learning session, a great time out of empowerment. Let's quickly look at our table of content. What are we going to discuss today? Today, we are going to look at introduction. And under introduction, we are going to talk about subtopics like we will define adult bullying. We'll talk about the importance of addressing adult bullying, and then we'll look at overview of our objective. Then our second topic is understanding adult bullying. In understanding adult bullying, we are going to talk about types of adult bullying. We'll talk about common characteristics of adult bullies. We'll talk about impact of adult bullying on individuals and workplaces. Number 3, content. We'll talk about recognizing adult bullying. We'll look at signs and red flags of adult bullying behavior. We'll look at differentiating between bullying and conflict, and importance of early detection and intervention. We'll also look at strategies for handling adult bullying. And these strategies will include maintaining, we'll look at it in details. We'll also look at building resilience and empowerment. Building resilience and empowerment. And then how do we create a bully-free environment? And then we look at some case studies, we discuss together, we'll take your questions and your answers, and we know it's going to be much fun. So what is adult bullying? What is adult bullying? Now, from our slide, says that adult bullying is any repeated unwanted. Number one, it's repeated. Number two, it's unwanted. Number three is aggressive. Adult bullying is any repeated, unwanted, aggressive behavior that is directed towards an individual by another adult or group of adults. And what's the aim? The intent is to intimidate, is to belittle, is to undermine or control another adult. Let's take what adult bullying once again. Have you seen the definition? Say adult bullying can be defined as any repeated, number one, unwanted, number two, aggressive behavior, number three, that is directed towards an individual by another adult. Okay? It's directed by another adult, and what's the essence? The intention is to do what? Intimidate, belittle, undermine, or control another adult. That's what we mean by adult bullying. That means that unlike conflicts or disagreements, because adult bullying is different from conflict and it's different from disagreement, adult bullying involves what we call power imbalance, okay, where the perpetrator actually seeks to exert dominance, to exert control over the other individual through various means, various strategies, verbal abuse, social exclusion, manipulation, threats. We are going to look at it in different categories, in different ways. So now, why is it important to address adult bullying? Why is it important to address adult bullying? This why is important to address adult bullying. Number one is what? To protect our mental health. To protect our mental health. Number one reason we should address adult bullying is to protect our mental health. What do you mean by that? Adult bullying can actually have very severe psychological effect on victims. Okay? It can lead to increased stress. It can lead to anxiety. It can lead to depression and even post-traumatic stress. You know, there's what we call post-traumatic stress disorder. So addressing adult bullying behavior is essential because it will help you to safeguard the mental well-being of individuals and also prevent long-term emotional harm. So like we said, number one importance of addressing adult bullying is what? Protecting mental health. Number two importance of addressing adult bullying is promoting healthy work environment. Bullying in the workplace can actually create a toxic and hostile environment. And what happens is that it negatively impacts employee morale, it impacts productivity, it impacts retention. Okay? But by addressing adult bullying, what happens? Organizations can foster a culture of respect, a culture of collaboration, a culture of inclusivity, and what happens? It will lead to higher satisfaction, and better performance by staff, by customers. So it's very, very important. Other reason why addressing adult bullying is important is that it prevents discrimination and harassment. How? Adult bullying, harassment, some factors of race, factors of gender, factors of ethnicity, factors of sexual orientation, factors of disability. But what happens is that when you address adult bullying behavior, it helps to prevent that perpetuation. They help to prevent that discriminatory practices and always ensure that there's equal treatment and opportunities for all individuals. Another important reason why it is important to address adult bullying is that it helps to improve interpersonal relationships. How does it do that? Bullying behavior always undermines trust. It always erodes that interpersonal relationship. So what happens? Either both within workplaces or social settings. But when we address adult bullying, what happens? It's going to promote a healthy, it's going to promote individuals that can build stronger, more positive relationship that are based on what? Mutual respect and understanding. Another important reason why it's very good to address adult bullying is that it creates safer communities. It creates safer communities. How does it do that? Addressing adult bullying, is not just about individual well-being, but also about creating safer and inclusive communities. When we hold perpetrators accountable for their actions, what happens? It helps to promote empathy, it helps to promote kindness, it helps to, and it enables us to be able to contribute well to the society. And we will surely have a society where everyone feels safe, everyone feels valued, and everyone feels respected. Now let's look at another importance of addressing adult bullying. Legal and ethical responsibilities, very, very important, because many jurisdictions have laws, regulations, to address workplace bullying. When these laws are in place, what happens? It makes it very, very easy, very, very easy to address this harassment and makes life better for people. That means that in addressing adult bullying is very, very essential to do what? To protect individuals' mental health. Adult bullying will help to protect your mental health, help to protect healthy environment. It helps to prevent discrimination. It helps to improve relationships. It helps to create safer communities and procedures. You're welcome to today's class. This is a quick overview of today's class. We have defined adult bullying earlier. We'll also look at recognizing the signs of adult bullying. We will explore understanding the impact of adult bullying, and then we are going to equip ourselves with strategies to enable us manage adult bullying. We'll also look at how to promote empowerment. We are going to discuss ways to empower individuals to reclaim their personal power and resilience in the face of bullying. And what will happen when you reclaim your personal power in the face of bullying, to foster self-confidence, to foster assertiveness. Another overview of today's webinar is to create awareness. Create awareness about adult bullying, create awareness on how to handle adult bullying, and then foster a culture of respect. Foster a culture of respect, and then encourage action. Let's go to the next slide. Now let's look at the types of adult bullying. There are 4 different types of adult bullying. Adult bullying can take different forms, various forms, each with its own distinct characteristics and methods of intimidation. So understanding these types of bullying is essential because it will help you to recognize and address the behavior effectively. Let's look at 4 main types of adult bullying. Number 1 is verbal bullying. Number 2 is social bullying. Number 3 is physical bullying. And number 4 is cyber bullying. Now, let's quickly look at the 4 types of adult bullying. Number 1, verbal bullying. Now, as clearly stated in our chat, verbal bullying involves the use of words, hurtful words, painful words, words that tend to demean, intimidate the victim. I'm sure you've experienced situation where someone uses harsh terms, harsh words on you that you will prefer the person uses cane to flog you. That means that people use verbal bullying on others. And how does it come? In what form does verbal bullying comes? Verbal bullying comes in the forms of insults and name callings. It comes in the forms of derogatory remarks or jokes. It comes in the forms of sarcasm or belittling comments. It also comes in the form of threats of violence, threat of violence or threat of harm. And it comes, in the form of constant criticism, constant humiliation in public or private settings. Those are examples of verbal bullying. Let's quickly look at social bullying. Let's look at social bullying. Social bullying is also known as relational aggression, and it targets the victim's social, how do we put it now? Social relationships and reputation. Okay? It can include spreading rumors or gossips is a form of social bullying. Excluding victim from social activities or groups is an example. Ignoring or ostracizing the victim is an example of social bullying. Manipulating social dynamics so that you can successfully isolate or control a victim is another form of social bullying. And then publicly embarrassing someone or shaming a person is an example of social bullying. Are we together? I believe you now understand what we mean by social bullying, what we mean by verbal bullying. Let's quickly look at number 3 type of adult bullying. That is physical bullying. Now, physical bullying, yes, is less common amongst adults, but physical bullying actually involves using physical force or aggression to harm the victim. It can come in this, in the form of pushing. It can come by intimidating gestures, intimidating posturing. The examples can be damaging or stealing personal belongings, physical threats, invading personal space in a threatening manner is an example of physical bullying. Let's really look at cyber bullying. Now, with the prevalence of digital communication, cyberbullying has become increasingly common amongst adults. It includes using electronic devices and online platforms to harass, to intimidate, or to embarrass the victim. Okay? It can be spreading threatening or harassing emails or messages. It can be spreading rumors or malicious content on social media. Another example of cyberbullying is creating fake profiles or impersonating a victim online. It can also be posting derogatory comments or photos of a particular person publicly. Other examples of cyberbullying can be when you exclude a person or isolate the victim from online communities. And note, each of these 4 types of adult bullying can have serious consequences. Yes, for the victim's mental and emotional well-being. Not only that, their overall quality of life. That means it's important to recognize that these different forms of bullying can have negative impact. And how do we handle this? Good people, we've talked about 4 different types of adult bullying: verbal bullying and social bullying, and also physical bullying, and also cyber bullying. Let's look at common characteristics of adult bullies, just like it's clearly showed in our chart. Number 1 is aggressiveness. How does that happen? Adult bullies tend to be aggressive, in their interaction, because they are using intimidation, they are using coercion, they are using force to exert control over others. Number 2 is manipulative behavior. Adult bullies may employ manipulative tactics to achieve their goals, such as doing what? Spreading rumors, gaslighting, playing mind games with their targets. Other common characteristics of adult bullies is lack of empathy. Bullies often demonstrate that a lack of empathy or concern for the feelings and well-being of their victims, and they may dismiss or minimize the impact of their actions on others. Then another painful characteristics of adult bullying is narcissism. We have adults that exhibit narcissistic tendencies. They have this inflated sense of self-importance. They have a constant need. Narcissists have a constant need for admiration. And another bad attribute of narcissists is that they have a lack of empathy for others. They only think about themselves. They are the only important ones. Nobody is ever important like them. Another characteristic is power imbalance. Because adult bullies may hold positions of power, they may hold positions of influence, in their social or professional cycles. And what happens is that they use this status to do what? Make life uncomfortable for others. Let's look at other characteristics of adult bullies. Other characteristics of adult bullies is insecurities. We talked about that. Resistance to feedback. Bullies are often resistant to feedback or criticism. They always react defensively or aggressively whenever they are being confronted by this. Another characteristic of adult bullies is repetitive behavior. Bullying behavior is typically repetitive and persistent. They are repetitive, they are persistent, because the bully targeting the same person or individual consistently over time. Another characteristic of adult bullies is that they like to blame others. They don't take responsibilities for their actions. They put it on others. That's one attribute that's common with adult bullies. Other attribute is this sense of entitlement. They have this sense of undue sense of entitlement. They believe that they are entitled to exert power or control over other adults without consequences. Another characteristics of adult bullying is difficulty in building healthy relationships. You notice that adult bullies often struggle to maintain healthy relationships. They struggle to maintain healthy relationship. They struggle to maintain how do I put it now? Respectful relationship. It's due to their behaviors, and this will always lead to interpersonal conflict. It leads to social isolation. Good people, are we following? Are we together? Now, let's quickly look at the impact of adult bullying on individuals and workplaces. Now, what are the impacts on individuals? How does adult bullying affect individuals? Let's really look at it. Number one is emotional distress. Victims of adult bullying, they often experience heightened sense of stress, sense of anxiety and depression as a result of the relentless harassment and intimidation. Other impact on individuals is low self-esteem. What happens is that bullying can erode the victim's self-esteem. It can erode someone's confidence and lead to feelings of worthlessness and feelings of inadequacy. Another negative impact is psychological effects. When there's prolonged exposure to bullying behavior, it can contribute to psychological issues such as, we call it PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It can lead to insomnia. It can lead to other mental health disorders. It's clearly stated here that adult bullying can have impact on the physical health of individuals, of the victims. Okay? It can create headache. I don't know how you feel when you are encountering a form of stress. It can show in your physical body. Okay? You can have problems, even constipation. Or sometimes you may have running stomach. Okay, it can affect your physical health negatively. Social isolation is another effect on individuals, and then career implication. That means that victims bullying in the workplace can actually hinder the victim's professional growth and advancement, which will always lead to decreased job satisfaction, absenteeism, and even job loss. I hope we are good. We've talked about impact of adult bullying on individuals. Let's quickly look at impact of adult bullying on workplaces. How does adult bullying affect workplaces? How does adult bullying affect us in the workplace? Affect an organization. The workforce is in an organization. Number one is decreased morale. Bullying will always create that toxic work environment, which is always characterized by fear. A workplace that's characterized by fear, by mistrust, by tension amongst employees, leading to that decreased morale and motivation. Another negative impact on workplace is what? Negative organizational culture. Bullying behavior will always undermine the values of respect, the values of collaboration, the values of teamwork in an organization. That means that it will create a culture of hostility and a culture of conflict in that organization. Another one is increased turnover. People will leave the jobs in search of other jobs. Okay? There will be increased resignation, increased leaving of job. Another impact is impaired performance. Bullying can impair employee performance and productivity because victims struggle to concentrate, they struggle to make decisions or work effectively in a hostile environment. Then we have legal and reputational risks. It can lead to legal and reputational risks on the organization because when an organization fails to address adult bullying in the workplace, any team member can sue that organization to court. Okay, and this will lead to legal liabilities. It's going to lead to reputational damage, and it will lead to loss of trust from clients, customers, and stakeholders. Another one is erosion of trust. Erosion of trust. What do you mean by that? Bullying will always undermine trust. It undermines trust and collaborations among team members. It does, leading to hindering of communications, hindering cooperation, and also hindering effective problem solving within that organization. Now let us look at what are the signs and red flags of adult bullying behavior. We are looking at the signs and red flags. What are the signs and red flags of adult bullying behaviors? That's what we are looking at right now. Number one is what? Verbal aggression. Verbal aggression. Verbal aggression is one sign of adult bullying. How does that occur? When you're in an organization where there's persistent use of derogatory comments, persistent use of insults, persistent use of belittling remarks, it always towards others. And sometimes, especially in front of colleagues, in front of others, this is one of the signs. When you see verbal aggression, that's a sign of an adult bully. When you see someone that is persistently using derogatory remarks on you, persistently using insults, it can be the boss, it can be your boss, it can be a colleague, it can just be anybody. That is a sign of adult bullying. Other sign is what? Manipulative tactics. Some people engage in manipulative tactics. How you know that this are a bullying behavior? When they bring on manipulative tactics, what do they do? By spreading rumors or gaslighting. I'm giving you an assignment, good people. Put in the comment section, what do you understand by gaslighting? When someone is gaslighting you, what do they mean by that? When someone is playing mind games on you, what do you understand by that? Those are ways. Manipulative behaviors is another signal of an adult bully. Another signal of an adult bully is intimidation tactics. Okay? Some people use intimidation tactics to assert dominance, to assert power over others. They use aggressive body language, they use threats, they use invasion of personal space. That is a signal that that person is an adult bully. Let's look at another signal: isolation and exclusion. What happens here? When someone deliberately excludes you, deliberately excludes some individual from social activities, from professional opportunities, from important discussions, just because as a means of doing what? Exerting control or punishment. That is an adult bullying tactic. That means that person is bullying you. Cyber security is very common. Another sign of adult bullying. Okay, you see people engaging in bullying behavior through digital channels, Facebook, sending harassing emails, posting derogatory comments on social media, or spreading rumors online. That's another sign of adult bullying. Another sign of adult bullying, let's look at our next slide, is power imbalance. Power imbalance. Now, what do you mean by power imbalance? Bullying behavior, it often occurs in situations where there is power imbalance. That means that somebody wants to prove he's higher, he's tougher. Okay? It shows when there's between a supervisor and subordinate. It can also occur between colleagues that have differing levels of authority. When you see that, that should be a red flag that you're dealing with an adult bully. Another one is what? Resistance to feedback. When one is being resistant or defensive, when confronted about their behavior, or someone is refusing to acknowledge the impact of their action on others, and even deflecting blame on the victim, that is a signal that that person is an adult bully. Another one is repetitive behaviors. Another common attribute of an adult bully is a repetitive behavior. They tend to be repetitive and they tend to be persistent. And they always target a particular victim or a group of persons at a time. Repetitive behavior. Another one is emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation. They use emotional manipulation tactics, to gain sympathy or to gain support from others. And sometimes it can be in the form of playing victim. Yes, they play victim. They act as victim in situation, to elicit pity from you, to justify their negative attribute, their negative attitude. And then let's look at social dynamics. People do that to gain support. People do that to gain allies, So what you notice it when people form cliques, when people spread rumors, when people ostracize other individuals from social groups. Then what's the emotional impact? It always have an emotional impact. When you observe signs of distress, anytime, or discomfort, whenever you are relating with a particular person, watch well. Look at the other behaviors we've talked about, and you realize that we are dealing with an adult bully. Now, some people may not know what it means, but to differentiate between bullying and conflict. Bullying is actually different from conflict. Okay? Bullying is actually different from conflict. That means that while both bullying and conflict involve interpersonal disagreement, it's essential that we are able to differentiate between the two because they have distinct characteristics and dynamics. That means that understanding these differences can help you to do what? Respond appropriately. Because the way you respond to adult bullying will always be different from the way you respond to conflict. Now, let's look at the difference between bullying and conflict. Now, number one option is intent. Now, intent in bullying, the primary intent of bullying is to assert power and control over the individual through repeated negative behavior. That means that the bully intends to harm, to intimidate, or humiliate the victim intentionally. But in conflict arises because people have different perspective, people have different goals or different interests. Okay, that means that in conflict, the intent is not necessarily malicious, okay, but rather is a natural part of human interaction when disagreement occurs. Now let's look at the next one: power imbalance. Power imbalance. Bullying always involves power imbalance. Okay, but conflict may occur between individuals or groups, that are relatively on equal level, equal status. Okay, that means that in bullying, there's always that power imbalance at play. Either a boss attacking a subordinate or a colleague attacking a colleague in a different level. Then frequency and pattern. Bullying behavior, like we said earlier, is typically repetitive. Bullying is typically repetitive and persistent, okay? And most times the perpetrator is targeting a particular individual consistently, or is targeting a particular group of people consistently, okay? But in conflict can be sporadic, conflict can be situational, and it can actually arise from specific issues, it can arise from disagreement. It may not, most times, conflict may not necessarily involve a pattern of repeated behaviors. Now, let's look at impact on the victim. How does bullying impact the victim, and how does conflict impact the victim? Okay, the impact of bullying can be significant and last longing. How do you put it? And lasting. Okay, because it's going to have a lasting impact on the individual's emotional, physical, and mental well-being. Okay, whereas in conflict, what happen? Conflict can be, yes, one conflict can be stressful and challenging. It may not have some, such some massive impact on individuals involved. Okay, now let's look at resolution. We are still differentiating between conflict and bullying. Now, bullying behavior is unlikely to resolve on its own. Note, in differentiating bullying and conflict, bullying behavior is unlikely to resolve on its own, and it often requires intervention from third parties. Okay, but conflict, there can be techniques like active listening, mediation, compromise. It can actually help to address bullying, and also address those underlying factors. Then consent and choice. Most times, bullying behavior doesn't need a bully do not need your consent. Okay, that means that they give the victim little or no choice in the matter. Whereas in conflict, conflict can arise from voluntary interactions, different viewpoints, where individuals can end up involving in dialogue, involving in negotiation to address this situation. Now, why is it important to identify bullying early? Number one reason is that it will help you to prevent escalation. It will help to prevent that bully's behavior getting worse. It will help to prevent that individual from taking a higher influence on you. It will help to cut the board on the knee. How? Because when you address bullying behavior early, it will help to prevent it from escalating into more severe forms of harassment or violence. Okay? It will always limit. Another reason why it's important to identify bullying on time is what? It will protect the victim. Early identification will always protect the victim because there will be timely support, timely protection, and timely escape from the influence of the bully. I'm sure you can see the picture of this beautiful lady with scars on her head and a victim of bullying. Another reason why it's important to identify bullying early is preserving your mental health. Preserving our mental health is very important. It's very, very important. because bullying can have devastating effects on the mental health and well-being of victims. So identifying it early will help to protect your mental health. Other one is promoting accountability. It is very clear that most bullies don't take responsibilities for their action. They don't take responsibility for what they do. That means that when you identify bullying on time, it will help to do what? Promote accountability. It will make the perpetrator to be held accountable for their actions, and then creating a safe environment. That's another thing. And also helping to build trust and support, and also help to address underlying issues. Those are some reasons why it's very, very important to identify this on time. Now, let's quickly look at strategies for handling adult bullying. Strategies for handling adult bullying. Are you ready? Are you ready with your jotters? Are you ready to take notes, more notes? Please ask questions. We are looking out for your questions, your comments, because this will really help in other attendees. It will help other attendees to do well and also overcome their unique experiences. So let's take a break, just 1 second break. All right. Now, number one strategy, we are going to look at these strategies in different categories. Number one set of strategies are maintaining composure and self-control. We'll look at it in details. Other strategies are setting boundaries and assertive communication techniques. Another one is what? Documenting incidents and seeking support. And then we'll look at confrontation, okay, and taking conflict resolution approaches. Then other strategies we are going to look at is supporting bullying, reporting bullying to appropriate authorities. Then we look at other strategies like taking legal actions against bullying behavior. So good people, get set for a great time as we look at the different ways we can actually handle adult bullying. Please give me a second. So we are looking at how to handle. I hope we are having value. So far, we have discussed on, let me quickly recap what we've done so far, good people. We have told you that adult bullying is that repeated, unwanted, aggressive. Number one, repeated. Number two, aggressive. Number three, unwanted behavior that is directed towards an individual by another adult or group of adults. And what's the intent? To intimidate, belittle, or undermine or control another adult. We discussed that in details. We've talked about the importance of addressing adult bullying. We looked at an overview of what we get to learn today. And we've looked at types of adult bullying. We've also looked at social bullying. I hope we are together. Verbal bullying, social bullying, physical physical bullying, cyber bullying. Those are the types of adult bullying. Again, verbal bullying, we identified them, broke them down. Social bullying, we broke them down. We talked in details about physical bullying, and we also talked in details about cyber bullying. Now, and we also talked about common characteristics of adult bullying. We said aggressiveness, manipulative behaviors, lack of empathy, narcissism, insecurity, power imbalance, and other characteristics. Like you can see what's happening to this beautiful lady. There's someone still accusing her. Other attributes which we have discussed in today's class. Then we've talked about the impact of adult bullying on individuals and organizations. We've talked about impact on individuals. We've itemized them one after the other. We've talked about impact on workplaces. I can tell you, if you ask most people that have resigned from their jobs, I believe you will hear that there was one form of bullying experience or the other. Then we talked about the signs and red flags of adult bullying. We discussed about this power imbalance, resistance to feedback, repetitive behaviors, and then differentiating between bullying and conflict. We've talked about that in details. Then we talked about importance of early identification and intervention. Now, you're welcome to the cocoa, to the meat of the class. The strategies for handling adult bullying. The strategies for handling adult bullying. Number one is what? Take deep breath. It's very crucial. Take deep breath. Now let's try it. Let's give it a try. When you're confronted, when you're confronted with bullying behavior, take a moment to pause. Take a moment to take several deep breaths, and you realize that deep breathing can help to calm your nervous system and reduce feelings of stress. How do you do that? Let's give it a try. You can breathe in through your mouth, count 4 times, hold it, breathe out, and count 4 times. Breathe in 4 times, hold it, breathe out. It will help to calm you down. That means to maintain composure, and it's very important to maintain composure and self-control in the face of adult bullying. Take deep breath. Okay? Let's take it together. Let's try it twice before we go to the next point. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you. I hope you have practiced that. Make it a lifestyle. Taking deep breath, it will always help to get you calm. It will always help to get you relaxed. Another way we can manage adult bullying is focus on fact. Focus on fact of the situation. Don't get caught up in emotions. Remind yourself that bullying behavior is not a reflection of your worth. It's actually a reflection of that individual's insecurities, that individual's incompetence. Another way you can handle adult bullying is what? Use positive self-talk. Practice positive self-talk to boost your confidence and self-esteem. Remind yourself of your strength. Remind yourself of your capabilities. Remind yourself of your resilience in dealing with difficult situations. You can always remind yourself, I love myself. I like myself. I appreciate myself. I'm simply the best. There's no to me. Use positive self-talk. It will help you to handle adult bullying. Other ways, visualize calmness. Visualize calmness. Look into your mind eye. Use your mind eye to remain calm and composed in the face of bullying behavior. Imagine yourself responding assertively and confidently while maintaining your dignity. Now, let's also look at set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with a bully and communicate it. Don't keep it to mind. Communicate your boundaries, and you'll be sure that the victim, the bully, will take a leave and withdraw. Set boundaries, very, very important. Other one is practice assertive communication. Speak out. Please speak out. Be assertive. Express your thoughts, express your feelings, but you have to be calm about it. Okay? Do that because you deserve respect. You deserve to be treated with integrity. Then seek support. Please seek support. It's not every time that you can handle bullies alone. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, colleagues for support and guidance. Talk to someone you can trust. It always goes a long way to boost. The other one is what? Focus on solution. Focus on solution. Instead of dwelling on the negative aspect of the situation, focus on finding constructive solutions. Consider what steps you can take to address this situation, and you'll be surprised that you're getting massive results. Then take breaks. Take breaks, please. Give yourself permission to take breaks. Give yourself permission to relax. Give yourself permission to walk away, because your mental health is very key. Your self-care is very key. Practice self-care. Prioritize self-care, people. Let it be a priority. Do activities like exercises, like meditations. Take your hobbies into practice. It will help you to relax. It will help you to recharge. So taking care of physical and emotional well-being is very, very essential. So good people, we've looked at one aspect of handling adult bullies. That is we've looked at how to maintain composure and self-control, different ways. Now we are going to look at setting boundaries and assertive communication techniques. Setting boundaries and assertive communication techniques. Now, how do we do that? Identify your boundaries. One thing I want all of us to notice that love yourself. Know that you're important and you deserve respect. You deserve to be treated as an individual, and because of that, identify your boundaries. Identify behaviors that are unacceptable to you. Then determine your personal boundaries. Okay? You should be able to identify that verbal insults are no for you. You should identify that physical aggression, disrespectful treatment are no. Number 2, communicate clearly. Communicate clearly. Use clear and direct language to communicate your boundaries to the bully. Okay? For example, let the bully know that you deserve to be treated with respect. And say it clearly, and that you will not tolerate being spoken to in a demeaning manner. You realize that the bully will shift. Then use I statement. I statement. Frame your statement. Tell the person, I feel uncomfortable when you raise your voice at me. I feel disrespected when you treat me this way. I feel abused when you do this. When you use I statement, it's going to do what? Deflect the influence of the bully. Be firm and assertive. Be firm and assertive. That means that you should maintain a confident posture and assertive tone of voice when you're communicating your boundaries. Avoid appearing defensive. Avoid appearing submissive, because this may be seen as a sign of weakness. Another important one is what? Stay calm and composed. Keep your emotions in check. Remain calm and composed during interaction. Avoid reacting impulsively. Okay? Avoid becoming overly emotional, because this can undermine your credibility. Number 6, set boundaries. Set consequences. Clearly communicate the consequences of crossing your boundary. Let people know. If you continue to, for instance, tell someone, if you continue speaking to me disrespectfully, I'll report you to the human resource. I'll report you to the boss. It always goes along with. Then active listening is very key. Active listening. Practice active listening by listening attentively to the other person's response without interrupting. Then validate their feelings while you're maintaining your own boundaries. Active listening does not mean that you swallow what the bully brings. You must still maintain your boundaries. Have an assertive body language. Your body language is important. Number 1, maintain eye contact. Look the bully eyeball to eyeball. Okay? Sit upright. Use open gestures. Don't be timid. Don't feel inferior. Okay? Avoid crossing your arms. Avoid appearing submissive. Okay? There are role play scenarios. Seek support if needed. Good people. Good people, we've talked about addressing adult bully strategies. Number 1 aspect looked at was maintaining composure and self-control. Number 2 is setting boundaries and assertive communication techniques. Now let's look at documentation. Document incidents. Seek support. Please, if you can use your phone, record some behaviors by some bullies. It will go a long way to help you, deflate their impact. Gather evidence. Maintain a journal. Have something, a jotter, and please report to authorities. I remember an experience I had when my handbag was stolen, and it was stolen in a shop. It contained my documents and all of that. And the people at the shop owners and others claimed not to be aware. But what helped me was that I discussed with a policeman, and he advised me to report it to the police. I did. I reported that situation to the police. You know what happened? The next day, that shop owner went to the police station to report that to report what do you call it now? Defamation of character. That actually came to accuse him falsely. But you know what saved me, good people? What saved me was that I was proactive in reporting to the police even before he came to accuse me of defamation of character. That means that it's very important to report to authorities when you're facing any source of bullying. Seek emotional support. Seek emotional support is very, very important. Consult with a counselor or a therapist. Sometimes a therapist can do well to empower us, to build us, enhance our capabilities. Then join support group. There are support groups in different platforms. Join support groups. Explore legal options, very, very important. Then follow up regularly. And last but not the least, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Value yourself. Prioritize self-care activities such as exercises, mindfulness, relaxation techniques to manage stress and maintaining, emotional well-being. Take care of yourself. Very, very important. Now let's look at another way we can handle adult bullying. Confrontation. Don't be afraid, good people. That adult that is bullying you has flesh and blood just like you. That adult is not better than you. Okay? That means that you can confront an adult bully. You can confront them. You can confront it. So let's quickly look at what are the ways we can actually confront, okay, and also use conflict resolution approaches. Number one way is to prepare mentally. When you mentally know that you're important, you are great, you're good, you're the best, what happened? You can stand a bully, you can overcome a bully. So stay focused on it, on your goal, and address the issue constructively. Other ways, well, choose the right time and place. Please, when confronting a bully, choose the right time and place. Don't choose a location that is not favorable to you. Choose a location that's favorable, that is neutral for confrontation, where you can speak openly without interruptions. Okay? Choose a time where both parties are calm, and they can engage in a constructive dialogue. Stay calm and assertive. Then always use the I statement. I am not comfortable with what you're doing. I don't like it when you shout at me. I find it insulting the way you address me in front of colleagues. Use I statement. Then describe the behavior effectively. Then listen actively. Then set boundaries. Please, I will post some books in the group. Boundaries, setting boundaries. Set boundaries and clearly communicate your boundaries and expectations. Okay? It's very, very important. Explore solutions collaboratively. Seek mediation. You can get someone to mediate on such cases. Follow up and monitor progress. Now, another way we can manage adult bullying is reporting to appropriate authorities. Reporting to appropriate authorities. How do you do that? Document incident. Please have your phone record some things, either the phone calls, the threats. Have documents, either your mails, for all of that. Review company policies. Identify the relevant authorities and take action. Make sure you schedule a meeting. You can now present your documentation. Express your concern and request action. Always follow up. Always follow up. And also document the responses. Now let's look at another set of strategies for handling adult bullying, and that is legal rights and recourse options. Legal rights and recourse options. Number one is what? Know your rights. Familiarize yourself, okay, with relevant laws, with relevant regulations that protect against workplace harassment, that protects against discrimination and bullying. Okay? Familiarize yourself with the law. Know your rights. Also have some legal professionals you can talk to. Seek guidance from them. It goes a long way. Document incidents. It's very important to document incidents. Report to authorities. Report to authorities. Because when you report a bully, it also tends to break their hold, their grip on you. File a formal complaint. You can file a formal complaint against a bully. Then explore alternative dispute resolution techniques. File a lawsuit. Yes, you can sue the bully to court, my friend. You can sue the bully to court. Then also understand retaliation protections. If you experience a retaliation, because you may have to have some legal recourse to do what? Pursue additional claims against an employer, assuming your employer is the one bullying you. There are legal means you can take, legal actions to do what? Reclaim your power, to reclaim your right. And there are retaliation protection laws. And then seek emotional support. Seek emotional support. And also stay informed and advocated. Good people, I hope we've had value. Let's quickly look at how to build resilience and empowerment. How do we build resilience and empowerment? Okay, you can build resilience and empowerment. Please read it out. Mindfulness meditation, physical exercises, healthy eating habits, quality sleep, social support, setting boundaries, relaxation techniques, proper time management, seeking professional help. This can always help you to build resilience and empowerment. Now let's look at the next slide. Develop a support network. These are different ways you can develop support network. The different ways you can develop support network. These are different ways. Okay. Now the next one is what? Build enhancing self-confidence and assertive skill. Build your self-confidence skills. Build your assertive skills, good people, and this will help. What do you do? Identify strengths and accomplishments. Seek support. Expand your comfort zone. Assertive communication trainings. Build yourself, empower yourself to be able to handle these scenarios, building resilience and empowerment. And also practice positive body language. Practice positive body language. Let's also look at other ways you can build resilience and empowerment. That is, let's look at it is maintaining professionalism and productivity amid bullying. We've identified them on the chart here. Focus on your work. Set clear boundaries. Maintain professionalism. Okay, maintain professionalism. And then what else? Seek support from colleagues. Utilize time management techniques. And please prioritize your well-being. Prioritize your well-being, good people. And then establish boundaries. And don't forget to document incidents. Please utilize your phones. Document incidents. Document incidents. Have it in your email. Have it in your videos, your pictures, because it will help you when it's time to seek redress. Then these are other skills that you need to build resilience and empowerment. Enhancing self-confidence and assertiveness skills. Practice assertive body language. Set and enforce boundaries. Role-playing scenarios, and celebrate your success. Celebrate your success. We have case studies everywhere, every time. Okay? For instance, let's look at Sarah. She's a new employee at a marketing firm, and she's experiencing bullying from her supervisor, who is constantly criticizing her work, constantly undermining her authority, and always excluding her from team activities. That's an example of, real life example of adult bullying. Now let's look at other real life example of adult bullying. We've talked about Sarah. Let's look at Tom. Now for Tom, what's the case study here? Tom is a member of a community group and is facing social bullying from his peers. What happened here? His peers spread false rumors about him. They ostracized him from group activities, and they made derogatory comments about his appearance. What was the impact? Tom actually experienced feelings of humiliation. He experienced shame. He experienced social exclusion, which led to withdrawal from social interactions and decreased self-esteem. That means that social bullying can occur in various settings, okay, including community groups, social circles and all of that. Now, let's see. These are some examples, and if you use what we had itemized previously, you will realize that adult bullying can be resolved. Okay? Thank you so much, good people, for the plenty we've done. I believe you've had value today. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. Please just go through the slide as you enjoy the music. I'm immensely grateful for your time, good people. I'm immensely grateful for your support and being with us to the end of today's class. I hope you've had value. If you had value in today's class, put in the chat box value. And we look forward to a more engaging time out in our next episode, same time next week. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and we look forward to having the best of time together. You're highly welcome. You're highly appreciated. Thank you, and thank you so much. Do have a blessed day and remain blessed.